Di ba nung araw?
नहीं
14 to shoe eh.
Maybe
Oh, yun ka cipher?
सारी साइड और हमारी साइड का ज़्यादा है ग्रूम की साइड
हाँ, उसका वहाँ है हमारे यहाँ है।
हमारा इधर है
हाँ, या इधर कर लो।
check.
everyone. And just please ask all the guests to have a seat at their seats, please. Just find your table, the appropriate number, and settle down. We're about to start with the entrances. You don't want to miss it. Please make sure that this middle area, the dance floor, is not being used. You're not on the stage or your kids. And please make videos from your table. Please do not come up in the middle. Thank you very much. We're about to start soon.
our MC for the night, Mr. Syed. A small and big round of applause for our MC, the Salman Khan from our Sangeet night.
Thank you everyone, thank you. Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name is Syed, as you guys, some of you guys know me. And thank you very much for that amazing introduction, Mr. DJ. Call me Salman Khan because I danced a little Johnny on the Maggie night. But we're ready for the entrances. Are you guys excited for the entrances? Okay, perfect. Okay, let's go. So first up, who should we start with? I think we should start with amazing. बहुत ही swag से स्वागत किया है यहाँ पे सबका. Love that, and he's looking so good with the red maroonish tie matching with me. I love that. Awesome, brother. Okay, next up, let's go to the older brother, my very good friend. Let's please welcome with a lot of cheer and a lot of claps. बहुत सारी तालियों के साथ, please. Maruf and Shabruk. Wow, what an awesome entrance! Please make some noise for Maryam and Shabruk. Looking beautiful tonight. चलें जी, अब बड़े भाई की बारी है और भाभी की. And their son, Adam. So Ahmed, Hadia, and Adam, please come through. Wow, that was amazing, wasn't it? It's boys! I think we get Adams and access to the That was amazing. Love that. Okay, last but not least, we have the groom's parents. Please welcome the groom's parents through the door. I Everyone make some noise! Beautiful couple. Both of them looking amazing. I wish I had a blazer like that. Sparkly. Love that. Everyone, thank you very much for participating in the entrances. I really appreciate it. Sabka bahut shukriya participate karne ka entrances mein. Everyone, if I may ask everyone to please settle down, have a seat once again, and we're going to begin the rest of the night.
After like a minute.
Smile a little bit, smile. All right, I'm ready. You ready to go?
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Assalamu alaikum everyone. That's more like it. Okay, perfect. May I please ask everyone to settle down? We're about to begin today. We're about to begin the ceremony. May I have everyone on that side of the room and this side of the room, both sides, please have a seat so we can begin. मुअज़्ज़ज़ हाज़िरीन महफ़िल, आज की इस शाम रंगीन के शायान शान वहाज और मरियम के नाम जो हमने ये वलीमे की तकरीब रखी है उसमें आप सबका बहुत इस्तकबाल है. I want to welcome you all to the Walima ceremony of Wahaj and Maryam. Please make some noise for the couple. और ये दिन शुरू करने से पहले हम राशिद खान को स्टेज पर बुलाना चाहेंगे और ये दिन हम शुरू करेंगे कुरान की तिलावत के साथ. We're going to begin this day with a recitation of the Quran. May I please call Rashid Khan on stage.
آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raj Khan, for the beautiful recitation of the Quran. I would like to advise everyone that something beautiful has just happened. The appetizers are open. So please make your way to either that side of the hall or that side of the hall and grab yourself some appetizers and we'll connect shortly. Thank you.
I think
stage. Thank you. Everyone, I would also like to advise you that it is also time for public prayers. If you are looking to pray, please follow Mr. Rashid over here. He will guide you to where the prayer is being held. It is time for Maghrib, but if you want to pray, please follow Rashid Khan. Thank you. Everyone, if you are looking to pray Maghrib, it is in Hall D on the back side. You can just exit this hall, go around to the back, and to the back side there's Hall D. You can pray your Maghrib prayers over there. Thank you. looks like a delicious cake, honestly. I'm gonna dive right in. Okay, we're gonna begin with some pictures. I know some of you guys have been dying to take pictures. So may I please have the bride and groom's immediate family join them on stage for a photography session? Thank you.
everybody.
MashaAllah, that whole family looks super cute on the stage when we're taking pictures. I just want to advise you guys, I don't know if you know, but there is a super duper cool activity outside in the lobby right now. It is a photo booth where you can actually wear tons and tons of different props and take goofy, funky pictures. So please do go outside and check it out whenever you have the time. Take some pictures, they can print them out for you right away as well. You're gonna get to take them home. That's super good. Okay. With that being said, we are going to start now with one of my favorite sessions of any type of wedding. May I please have everyone to settle down, please? We're about to start the next segment. And please everyone settle down in your seats and we're going to begin. From the groom side, man, please have people to settle down onto their seats. We're about to start the next segment of the ceremonies. Thank you. Settle down in their seats, please. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to begin, as I was saying, with my absolute favorite segment, where we get to find out about a lot of spicy, sometimes funny, sometimes juicy details about the groom. So we're going to begin with some speeches. Who's excited for speeches? Maybe the people who are making speeches might not be excited. I don't know. Okay, so first we have Ahmed and Hadia, the elder brother and Bobby of the groom. Please step up to the stage and tell us what Wahaj is all about.
Assalamualaikum everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I am Wahaj. look stunning tonight, mashallah. So, Wahaj, I have known you for 10 years now. And during these 10 years, I would say the world would know me to be your sister-in-law, but to me, I have always seen you as a younger brother. And I really love and appreciate the respect and love that you've given me. It's been nothing less than an older sister. As I recall all our memories, it really highlights Wahaj's very kind and caring nature. I don't recall a time when I have ever asked you for something and you said no to me. So Maryam, you're in very good hands. I have no doubt, inshallah, he's gonna keep you very happy. And I can't carry on without talking about the very special bond that you share with Adam. Over the last 4.5 years, I have seen the side of Wahaj. I can't say you're Adam's uncle or chachu. That would not be fair to that relationship you share. You're Adam's Ajib. And just to put things into perspective for everyone here tonight, when Adam is over at Nana and Dadi's, after 5 o'clock, anytime that door opens, he is there, waiting for Wahaj. I do not get that treatment, I assure you all. Or whenever he's fallen down, he's gotten hurt while playing, if me and Wahaj are both standing side by side, he will reach out for Wahaj first. I truly appreciate and love the fact that he has somebody as special as you in his life. And inshallah, that's going to continue on as he grows up. So thank you very much for that. And last but not least, Maryam, welcome to the family. We are so excited to have one more sister join the club. I can't wait for all our hangouts. I promise we're fun. And I'll pass it over to my husband.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. That was a great idea. Thank you. I didn't really prepare anything, to be honest with you, so I'm going to wing this. And it's really easy to, because Wahaj is quite incredible. Obviously, I've known him his whole life, his older brother. You know, when he was first born, you know, I still remember, I was, I think, 9 years old, and it was surreal, because, you know, now I had 2 younger brothers in the world, and my life changed forever. In a really good way. And the funny thing is, you know, I think I heard a comment once a few years ago that as Wahaj grew up, you know, part of some of the things he wanted to do, he was trying to model himself after me, and I'm like, that's the stupidest thing in the world, because I'm the worst example of an older brother or a person. But the funny thing is, as I say that, it was me kind of looking up to him all along. I really admire the person that you've become. You know, personally, you're one of the greatest people in Adam's life. I kind of consider you a third mom to Wahaj. It's just the way you are, and you take it. Sorry, to Adam, the way you take care of him. And professionally, it's been admirable watching you grow. I'm just in awe of, you know, how you've progressed through your career and how you're going to continue to grow. And honestly, the sky's the limit for you. And I just want to say that from the bottom of my heart, I am truly proud to be your older brother, Maruf's, Nihal's, and I'm blessed. And you know, I have a little boy of my own, and you know, I'm really grateful and thankful that he's going to be able to be in the company of you three growing up, and I really trust him in those hands. You know. Maryam, you really found a good one, and you're really special from everything I've seen, from everything I've observed and heard. I'm really excited, you know, to have another hobby in the family. Wait, is that the term for the younger one? No, right? But you know what I mean. And I'm really happy to have you as part of the family. You know, with you, Shabra Kadia, like it's just phenomenal. You know, and how eventually gets married. You know, I'm really excited to see where this family goes. But with you being a part of it now, and the joy that you brought to Wahaj's face, like it's bringing tears to my eyes. And I'm not really an emotional guy. I almost had a tear in my eye when I saw you two dance, and it's just a testament to the happiness that you give him. So thank you for that, for being here, being with him, and for you being with her. You guys make a phenomenal couple, and I don't know if you guys saw the picture aside, but damn, they're pretty good looking. Congratulations.
All right, not to keep hogging the podium here, but we have a special guest that could not be with us tonight. So I have a message from her, from Ghazal, who is the groom's sister. Assalamualaikum everyone. Thank you all for coming to this Joris event. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it, but my heart is there. Wajib, my dear and loving baby brother, you will forever hold a special spot in my heart. I have been waiting for your wedding for years, and the time has now come. I have watched you grow from a little boy to the man you are today, and I could not be more proud. You're kind, respectful, considerate, intelligent, and a gentleman overall. You have been there for me through thick and thin. You even handled my wedding without the slightest bit of complaint. I adore you, I love you, and I, along with Ali, will always be here for you and Maryam. We've had our Mario Party sessions, to you trying to teach me how to play, to us riding our scooters outside till we got in trouble to get back inside. Heck, I've even fed you growing up. You're one of the calmest people I know. Whilst I'm impulsive, you make me stop and think in the most nonchalant way. You say my name in a tone, and I just know you're trying to tell me to step back. And every time, you're right. Anywhere we go, if I taste spice, all I can think of is you. The one time where even my mouth was on fire, and when I saw you, I said, oh my God, now I know what you feel. And you very smugly said, yeah, you see, Ghazal, it's not fun. Throughout all the years and the memories together, I know there will be more, but now, with your special someone by your side, I couldn't be happier for the two of you. Now, Maryam, as Wahaj is my baby brother, you are, by default, baby sister, so welcome to the condom. There's a lot of us, but don't worry, after about 2 years, you'll finally start figuring out who's who. I look forward to the many moments we will spend together, especially now that we're finally expanding on the womanly presence. I'm sure Bobby and Shabra will agree. I do. May Allah bless you both with much love, health, happiness, prosperity, and happiness in your marriage. Congratulations.
That was an amazing speech. Honestly, every single time I hear speeches, I get so emotional. It's awesome, and especially hearing those kind of amazing words from your brothers and sisters. Them telling you that they're proud of you, I feel like it's one of the best feelings in the world. So I'm really glad that they had this speech going. They had these speeches prepared for Wahaj over here. And just because I can't get enough of it, I'm दूसरे भाई को बुलाएंगे. So Maruf and Shabra, please enter the stage. And we want to hear a few words from Wahaj from you as well. Please give them a round of applause.
Okay, so assalamualaikum everybody. I think we say louder. Assalamualaikum everybody. There we go. Okay. So first of all, it's so great to be gathered here tonight with everyone. Let's take a moment to appreciate the stunning couple. They both, mashallah, look so beautiful. May Allah bless them with all the happiness. Ameen. So, where do I begin? So, in this short time span that I've been in the family, I've had my fair share of moments with Wahaj. I see him be so caring with everyone around him, always helping, always willing to grab a treat. Those Krispy Kreme donuts are pretty good, by by the way. Mashallah, he's a true gentleman at its core. With the way he's been so polite and respectful with me, I genuinely appreciate all the kindness that he's shown. From finding out new things that we like, sharing common interests, watching his favorite shows, and passing the comments as we watch them, competing in the Dance Revolution game at the arcade, which is obviously won, which is me by the way, of course. From planning movie plans and only having us watch them in the theater, to sweet birthday cakes, to thoughtful gifts, and helping me out whenever I needed it. It's the sweet moments that have built up, and here's to building many more moments together. Wahaj, the most heartfelt congratulations to you and Maryam. I wish you both all the best, and Maryam, we're so happy to have you in the family. Here's to another edition, mashallah. Here's to more girl power. I hope you can go for more ice cream dates, inshallah. But everybody, let's all say Ameen when I say this. May Allah bless you both with countless blessings, and may the bond and love you share grow each passing year. Ameen.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in this special occasion for Maryam and Wahaj. Wahaj is a very caring, lovable, friendly, nice individual. As you've seen, he's done so much in our older brother's wedding, and more recently, 2 years ago at my wedding. Great memories, there's a lot, but to keep it short, staying up late, playing video games, fighting over the last slice of pizza, watching Big Boss, CID, all of Netflix, all of Bollywood and Hollywood. And Maryam, I just want to say, you're a very special person, but not because of the amazing person you are, but because the best you bring in Wahaj. I mean, look at the glow in his face and the aura in his eyes. Look at the sparkle. Doesn't he look amazing today? Woo! And Maryam, I wanted to say I've made a new friend, a new companion in our home. We have another sister, more than a sister-in-law. I promise you that. And I know, I forgot what I was gonna say, but thank you so much for all you do. And I just wanted to thank our parents for raising a son like Wahaj, who has all the traits and characteristics that any spouse would like. So kudos to that. And I just wanted to say that life is beautiful. You guys will only create beautiful moments, I'm sure. Life is beautiful. Create beautiful moments together that will last forever and together. Thank you.
Awesome, perfect. Thank you so much for that, Maruf and Shabruk. I feel like brotherly love is just so tough, you know, like we heard about fighting over pizzas and video games, and that's love, and I love that. And brotherly love, okay, perfect. Okay, so since we heard from the two elder brothers, I feel like we have to give a chance to the younger brother as well. So please welcome on stage Nihal and tell us about all the spicy fights you guys have been in.
Assalamu alaikum everyone.
Thank you for the wonderful humble fire.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Wahaj's youngest brother. Alhamdulillah, I would like to start off by thanking everyone today. Thanking family, friends for coming here today to celebrate this festival occasion. All of you look amazing, and thanks once again for joining us on this Friday evening. So Wahaj, so growing up with Wahaj, I found someone to look up to, and to be honest, someone to play with, someone to fight with as well too. We played a lot of Mario Kart and anything else growing up. moments which I've enjoyed and will dearly miss. I'm proud to be your younger brother, and I'm even more excited to have Maryam as my third body. Third body. So as I see him begin his next chapter in life, I realize he's found his best match with Maryam Bobby, whom we welcome as a part of our expanding family. Both of you are a perfect match and complement each other very well. To close off, I would like to wish the newlywed couple, Wahaj and Maryam, with a prosperous journey ahead. And with that, I just want to thank everyone once again just for coming today and making this Friday evening even more spectacular. Now I'll pass it back to Syed to bring our next speaker.
Wow, thank you so much, Nihal. That was an amazing speech. We heard so much from the family members already. और अब मेरे ख्याल में ये मौका है कि हम किसी ऐसे बंदे को चांस दें जो कि फैमिली का हिस्सा नहीं है. Because oftentimes when we are at home, we are not outside. We are truly ourselves with our best friends. तो सारी spicy कहानियाँ जो वहाज घर पे नहीं दिखाता, वो हम सुनेंगे वहाज के best friends से. So please welcome on stage Wahaj's best friend, Kevin Chung.
He's not safe with me. All right. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Yeah. All right. And good evening, everyone, too. Yeah. My name is Kevin, and I've known Wahaj for 15 years. So actually, when he asked me to speak tonight, I thought I could finally share a lot of secrets about him. But don't worry, aunties and uncles, I'll keep it 100% halal. Wahaj told me that my speech was supposed to be both funny and wise, so tonight I'll only keep it 50% of what he asked for. So. I also wanted to start with something deep and meaningful about marriage, but I figured I'll leave that to the Imam, and I'll stick to stories about Wahaj for today. Alright, so we first met back in grade 7 when our small class meant basically we knew everyone. And that led us to eating lunch together, playing American football at recess. Hello? Okay, yeah. At recess. And I'll never forget this. Wahaj sometimes brought Popeyes for lunch. And I had a ham sandwich. You know, and when I asked him what he ordered, he told me that he got their halal chicken. And at the time, I thought halal was like a spice level. Like mild, medium, hot, and then like halal, you know, like. So one day I went to Popeyes and I just went up to the cashier and said, "Can I get extra halal with fries on the side?" And the worker just stared at me and said, "Everything's halal here." I was like, all right. Anyways, by grade 8, Wahaj and I even ran a candle business together for our school trade show. He was always on top of his work, making sure we actually delivered on all of our deliverables. Looking back, I think it's fair to say our first investors were our parents. So shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Khan for funding our big dreams out here. And my parents as well too. I still think I'm owed like $15 or something, so we can discuss that on the side, but I take cash and PayPal. All right. High school was no different. We ate lunch together, played football, we partnered on assignments. I helped him with math, shocker, yeah. He helped him with econ, and we even had the same classes in grade 11 and 12. You could say we were a dynamic duo. You know, Batman and Robin, SpongeBob and Patrick, and Kevin and Wahaj. So, high school had passed and we went our separate paths. We graduated from university and worked in Toronto, which we would sometimes catch the GO train together with, and which I kind of regret, to be honest, because he would go on and on about how grueling his work was. to a point where I thought I developed like hearing loss or something, like my ears are bleeding a little bit, you know? But I will say that when it was my turn to complain, he was listening intently, so. Okay, so I gave you this timeline. Why did I share this timeline about our friendship? Well, firstly, a lot of people have come up to me and asked me how I know Wahaj, so hopefully this is like a detailed enough response for everyone. I'm not a stranger, I'm not a wedding crasher or anything like that. Secondly, I think this is like what, this describes who Wahaj is. Wahaj has always been reliable, patient, and supportive. Running our candle business in grade 8, you know, patiently helping me in econ, always being there whenever I needed someone to talk to. Those qualities haven't changed. If anything, they've gone only stronger. So when he told me he was getting married, I wasn't surprised actually. In high school, we even predicted he'd be the first one. Because he's reliable, patient, and supportive, and those are exactly what a great husband is all about, right? And Maryam, from everything that I've known about you so far, it's clear you share those same qualities as well, which is why you two are a perfect match for each other. From the way Wahaj lights up whenever he talks about you, I knew like you were the one. He told me to say that, by the way. You brought out the best in him, honestly. And all I can ask for is though that you introduce him to some of the best Taylor Swift songs, because he's really missing out. I'm Team Taylor Swift as well too, so. You know, I can honestly say I haven't seen Wahaj smile like this in much, all the years that I've known him. Usually his default expression is somewhere between like serious and like complaining about work, you know? So, yeah. But with Maryam, he smiles constantly, which tells you everything you need to know. Okay, I'll leave it with one last note, some sentimental note here. To me, life's purpose isn't chasing money, accolades, or achievements. It's sharing all of life's little moments with someone who makes them matter. So here's to Wahaj and Maryam. May your life be filled with patience, laughter, and countless shared moments, both big and small. Wahaj, you're lucky you have found someone as kind, warm, and supportive as Maryam. And Maryam, you're equally lucky because you'll never have to take the GO train with him. To the true dynamic duo, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for those insightful 15 years of friendship, which is amazing, right? And Maryam, we gotta start taking notes, you know? You've got yourself a businessman, you've got yourself a person who can eat the spiciest level of Popeye's chicken called halal, apparently. So he's a man of many talents, right? But we would love to hear from the groom himself. What are his thoughts about this whole event and the people who have made the speeches, right? So let me pass over the mic to him. Let's hear from Wahaj.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and good evening. Those were actually some really nice speeches. I feel like mine is very bland and straightforward compared to what you guys have all said, but thank you very much. I was getting a bit emotional, and you know, it's nice to feel loved and hear all about all that you guys have shared. Thank you for that. On behalf of my wife, Maryam, and I want to thank you all for being here tonight to celebrate this event and the past few days, weeks with us. It truly means the world to look around and see all the people we love gathered together. It has definitely been a busy and eventful past few weeks with the many wedding events, the Mandi, the Shadi, the Valima reception today. And we'd like to give our thanks to all of you for making the time and coming out to make these events very special, so thank you everyone. There are many people I do need to thank for their part in making these events a success. I cannot name everyone specifically. The list is never ending, but those on the groom side, whether it was hosting the talkies, putting up an amazing dance performance, serenading us with singing, decorating, bringing me food, water, chai, signs, anything and everything, and just being present and giving us both all your love. I want to give my thanks to all of you. Thank you. There are a few people I do need to name and give special mention to. Quick shout out to Kevin. We've been best friends, as he said, for 15 years, and you've stuck it through with me through thick and thin. So thanks for your help. You know, throughout the 15 years I've known you, and even the past few weeks, appreciate you. Thank you. To Nihal, my younger brother, who impressed my whole family with his decorating skills and beautifying our home, I want to give thanks. Any small or big job, he does not shy away from at all. I think I've let Maryam know that as well. We'll just point out, grab the bag, you drop her off, you do this. Nihal will not even, he won't hesitate, he'll do that. He's also single. But having done a lot of physical heavy lifting, driving back and forth, thanking Nihal for your help, inshallah, both of us will be doing the same for you when your time comes as well. Thank you. To Marv and Shobhapati, I did put a lot of stressful tasks on your end as well, on ensuring the events go as planned. You helped arrange a lot of the nitty-gritty details that often get overlooked. And the big ticket items too, seating charts, transport, photo booth, decoration time, I could go on. But you both put up an amazing dance performance, which I know is not easy. It was really great. So thank you for being there and taking a lot of the stress off my shoulders. To Amin Bhai and Hadia Bhabi, I had to start with this one, is that thank you for bringing Adam over, especially during the wedding time. Adam is an absolute joy to spend time with and takes my mind off all the stresses that I've had the past couple of weeks. And he's a lovely reason to get out of doing work. So thank you, Adam, as well. He's probably not paying attention, but we will make sure that we get him a bunch of cars afterwards. But thank you, Adam. And thank you, Amin Bhai and Hadia Bhabi, for your guidance, which we always will look for. Your help throughout the wedding, the packing, the decorating, being there, and the special surprise performances and dance. Thank you very much, Hadia Bhabi. You also may have heard that there are two people who are not here with us today, so I do have to give them a special shout out. That's Ghazal and Ali Bhai. They recently welcomed a baby boy to the family, so congratulations to them. So a round of applause. They are not here, I'll still say a few words. One thing about Ghazal and Ali Bhai is that any question I have, no matter how big or small it is, or normal or weird, they will give me a proper and honest reply almost right away. They're always within reach. I can always rely on them for help without any hesitation or formalities, and they know that. So they're a great support, and I appreciate their help immensely. So thank you to both of you. Sorry, getting a bit lengthy. We got two more people to thank as well from the group side, and that's my parents. I'll start with my dad, with helping raise me to the man I am today, and being there, continuing to be there whenever and whenever I need. Parents will always tell you that they cannot pick their favorites, or they'll tell you they have a favorite, but I do like to believe that I'm my dad's favorite, which I do misuse. So thank you for giving me all your love, and I know I can count on you for anything I need now or in the future. So thank you, and I love you, Dad. And to my mom, I cannot probably say that I might be the favorite right now because of the many fights and arguments we've had in the past few weeks. But you have put through all of that with a smile, and I appreciate that a lot. You've seen that I've been stressed.
You're coming home tonight.
But not to take this the wrong way, but if there's anyone these events could not be done without, it would have been my mom. So. I would say more, but at this point I'm getting a bit stingy, so I'm just gonna say I love you, Mom. Thank you. Alright, okay, so now to my new family, the R family. Thank you for welcoming me so warmly into your hearts. I feel truly blessed to become part of your family, and I promise to always take care of Maryam with all my love. You have raised Maryam with lots of care, and it shows how amazing of a person she is. I'm grateful for you for trusting me with her heart, and I hope to live up to that trust every single day. And now to my beautiful wife, Maryam. I love you. I'll be honest, it is difficult to think of what I could say to you that I've already not said before. But we have a lifetime to figure that out. I will say as something maybe new, I'll try, but we're very similar and we're very different in many ways. You love your fruits and veggies, and I'm more protein heavy. You have a sweet tooth, and I'm a coffee drinker. You love Taylor Swift and the mainstream Western music, and I'm listening to Pakistani OSTs and Bollywood. And also, you tend to overthink a lot, and I don't think at all. Those are some of the many differences, but the one similarity amongst the many that unites us both is the love we have for each other. I cannot wait to spend the rest of my life with you, Maryam, and I love you. All right, with that, I want to thank you everyone. Thank you all for coming out. There's still a lot more to the event. I think one main part, which is dinner, which you're all waiting for. So please stick around, and I hope you all have a good time tonight. Thank you.
Wow, what a heartfelt and wholesome speech by Wahaj. From his best friend to his own family to his new family, and then on to his wife. He did not leave anyone behind. So absolutely love that speech. Amazing job. Okay, but we are all curious to know what are the videos from all of these events looking like. We do have a bit of a compilation. If you look in the corners of this hall, there's 4 different screens. Whichever one is the closest to you, you could look into it. Turn around, and we can get the lights as well and get them to dim down a little bit. That would be perfect. And we can look towards the screens and we can start the video soon. Perfect. Now we're getting into the mood for a movie. Let's go. Okay, with that being said, we are going to start with some guest photos. May we please start with the groom side of the family, the first 3 tables. Please line up on the side over here and we will start taking pictures. Oh my God! Do you guys smell that? It is time for Kana, biryani served. Please everyone go down to the sides of the hall and serve yourself an amazing plate of biryani. Thank you. The dinner is served. I know, right? We will also continue taking pictures from the groom side after dinner. So please go ahead and serve yourself some dinner and we will continue the picture taking process after dinner. Thank you.
There's one here.
Thank you.
the food. Just a reminder that the mayor photo booth is outside in the lobby. They're here till 10:30. Please remember to take pictures, and we'll be resuming pictures with the bride and groom shortly. We'll again go in chronological order from the groom side. So we'll be tables 16 and 17 once we have the bride and groom. Thank you.
Alright guys, right here please. Alright guys, right here.
Testing. Just a gentle reminder, if you would like to take pictures from the groom side, please make your way to the left side of the stage and line up. The pictures will be ending soon. And then after that, we'll be doing a groom's cousins picture, so please stay around the stage so we can do the cousins pictures. So just a gentle reminder, groom's pictures, groom side, last call. Please make your way to the left side of the stage.
hijab machine. The hijab machine. Right, and the hijab machine also.
We're about to play a game. It's going to be a quick, fun, short game, and then everyone's going to get to turn out for the rest of the night. May I please get everyone on the room side to settle down and have a seat? our bride and groom, and what kind of people they are. How this game's gonna work is I have 15 very personal questions about themselves. And then they have a shoe in each hand. In one of their hands, they have their groom's shoe. Please, both of you guys raise the groom's shoe. So if your answer is Wahaj, you're gonna raise the groom's shoe. And if your answer is Maryam, you're gonna be raising Maryam's shoe, which is in both of their hands, okay? Are you guys ready for your first question? So the first question is, who's the workaholic amongst you two? Wow, look at that connection. Both of y'all said Wahaj. Nice. Hard worker. Question number 2. Who's the better singer? Oh, the whole thing is not them. Love that, love that. Question number 3. Who makes the better food? Who's the chef? Wow. I'm coming over from reality. Okay. Next one. Who's more extroverted? Who loves people? Who loves to talk to new people? Wahaj is definitely the extrovert. Loves people. Cool, cool, cool. Alrighty. The next one is, who's the night owl? Who stays up at night? Maryam. Wahaj is knocked out early. Alright, next one. Who's always late? Oh, Maryam, you're always late. Wahaj said the same thing. Wow, that's awesome. You guys really know each other. I think I know the answer to this one. Who's the better dancer? I saw those crazy legs on the baby, so that's awesome. I love that dance. Oh, this is a cute one. Who said I love you first? Wahaj, the romantic. Nice. Expressive, that's really good. The next question is, generally, who's more romantic? Wahaj as well. Nice. Love that, love that. Oh, interesting question. Who apologizes first? Maryam's a little bit confused. You both said Wahaj, so that's good, that's good. Who's more fashionable? Who dresses better? I mean, today you both are, but I love the fact that you both chose Maryam. I love that. Definitely the fashionista. Okay. Here's a crazy question. Who has the crazier family? Come on, Maryam, we're going to need an answer from you. Oh, they both said their own family.
Para comer vaquilla.